Hi, all, and welcome to the Microsoft 365 Community Conference sponsor webinar series. I'm Ella Fernandez, Head of Connections at Techly, and joining us today is our sponsor, Barco. Today's session focuses on the elevating small and mid-sized meeting rooms with AI driven. But before we begin, here are a few reminders. To join the live Q&A, you'll need to register for the webinar. If you haven't registered yet, simply scan the QR code on your screen or visit btechly.com, select today's session, and enter your business email. Once you're registered, our team will add you to the calendar invite, which includes a link to join the Q&A part, because the Q&A part will not be live streamed. If you haven't registered for the Microsoft 365 Community Conference happening April 21st to 23rd in Orlando, you still have a chance to save $150 by using discount code S150 by March 31st. Simply scan the QR code on your screen to register or visit nextgen365events.com. Apply for the Microsoft 365 Community Grant Program by scanning the QR code on your screen or by visiting change3e.com/grants, built for small businesses, nonprofits, to help you accelerate your AI journey with hands-on learning, expert guidance, and financial support to attend M365Con 26. And of course, please like, subscribe, and follow both Techly and the Microsoft 365 Community Conference. Without further ado, let's get started and enjoy today's learning experience together.
Hello and welcome everyone to this webinar between Barco, ClickShare and Huddly, which we have titled Elevating Small and Mid-Sized Meeting Rooms with AI-Driven Collaboration. Allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Gauthier Renard. I am Group Product Manager for Barco ClickShare. I started with ClickShare all the way back when it was still a simple wireless presentation tool and have helped ClickShare grow towards first the wireless BYOD conferencing, and now into this MTR room systems space. And I'm joined today with Bo from Huddly.
And thank you, Gauthier. So my name is Bo Pinta. I work in business development for Huddly. I've been with the company for about 3 years. I come from Microsoft, and 20 years ago, I was part of a team that eventually became Skype for Business and eventually Teams. So I've been around these waters for a long time.
Thank you very much, Bo. And welcome everybody to this webinar. So let us start a little bit with this very first quote from the analyst firm IDC, who states that meetings remain the cornerstone of a thriving workplace. And this is quite interesting because I would say not 2 years ago, a lot of people were talking about meeting fatigue, the endless log of meetings that consumed all day and that were pointless and ought to be replaced by, well, emails back then. I'm pretty sure today they would say AI. However, if we look at this quote, it seems that meetings are still very important to the way that we interact, that we work together. And we do see that meetings create meaningful human connection, which is still relevant, and I would even say essential for a thriving workspace. So meetings, are we all talking about this boring thing where we listen to our boss for hours on end or discuss pointless things? Well, Barco, of course, being in the space, being a leader in the way we work together, we have partnered with a very strong voice in the academic world who looks into what are meetings, what are they for, and how should we classify them. In the end, we have identified 4 reasons why people meet. And we work together with the Belgian professor, Willem Standard, who is an authority on meetings in a B2B context. So yes, for those wondering, there is specific research being done on how people meet in a business environment. Now, Willem has identified 4 reasons why people meet. The first one is to exchange information. For example, the attendees are sharing instructions, status updates, providing all sorts of updates on other things, or basically transferring information from one person to the other. There are also decision-making meetings where participants will work together towards building consensus, gaining support for ideas, or negotiating either deals or compromises, and so on. There's meetings about communicating sentiments, where individuals share feedback, they voice concerns, they explore personal interests in various matters. And last but not least, I would say still a very important part of this, is where people build relationships. Meetings can serve as a powerful tool to build a relationship, strengthen the trust, inspire collaboration and innovation, and work together with your colleagues. This all makes sense, right? Now, to achieve all 4 of these types of meetings, to make them useful, to make them purposeful, we have looked also into the technology that is needed into the spaces. And quite interestingly, all of these meetings do require a common set of capabilities, of tools, of capabilities that can be used by people. First and foremost, the tools inside of these rooms require to be simple, to be used by anyone walking into that meeting room, getting started with the gear, whether it's a C-level executive to somebody who comes in as a guest, as a visitor, and is able to use the technology in that room. It has to be secure. You say, obviously, but this is not a small feat. You are sharing your most sensitive data, some very sensitive personal or business information in these types of rooms. If they are not secure, if the information has any chance of leaving that room, that is a huge hazard to both the relationships in the company, but also for the business side of the company itself. And then obviously, smart is, I don't want to say just the buzzword of today. It is what meetings are all about. It is how we need to evolve in terms of how we work, and the technology in that room cannot stay behind. Talking about smart, I'm also very happy to have Bo on the call, who will detail a little bit further about the camera capabilities and the audio capabilities that they have at Huddly. Now, with these 3 pillars, with these cornerstones in mind, is exactly why and how we have built the products in ClickShare. And our very latest product, the ClickShare Hub, is what I'm here to introduce to you today. Now, the ClickShare Hub is the very first modular video conferencing room system built on MDAP. It's designed for modern hybrid meeting spaces. There's a lot of things in that sentence. It is a room system. So where ClickShare in the past was a purely BYOD product, it is now running native UC platforms on the device itself. It's built on MDAP, a new technology backed by Microsoft to provide secure devices into the workplace. And it is modular, which means that we will deliver the compute, the touch panel, and the button, and we will partner with manufacturers such as Huddly to provide simple, secure, and smart solutions for your everyday use. Let's go a little bit deeper into the details. First and foremost, what does this deliver? What this does deliver is an unparalleled end-user experience, and this can be seen in various characteristics of the product. We have worked very hard to make it easy to use. With its iconic one-click presentation sharing into the call, this is what ClickShare is known for. This is one of our strengths. This is obviously found in this product. And now, even better, thanks to the DP Alt capabilities of this new button. It's a very intuitive device, which provides a unified and consistent experience across all rooms. One of the cornerstones of ClickShare is to be able to offer that same experience in a variety of rooms out there. It is very flexible. With the wireless capabilities, you can present from anywhere, and with a single and dual display setup, you can see everyone, see the content, and get the best experience in the room. We also enable you to work your way. work in a BYOD way, or use the MTR capabilities that are on this device. It's up for you to choose when you walk into that room. With the USB-C DisplayPort Alt mode on the ClickShare button, we make usage of these devices super easy for anyone who comes into your company. Some of them might have blocked USB ports or have other constraints. With these native capabilities, anyone can just walk in and start sharing from any type of device that supports this plugin or standard, and they can get started into that room. No room system without a control panel, and obviously, if it hadn't been made for simplicity, it wouldn't be a ClickShare product. We have very specifically opted for a single connection control panel to the ClickShare Hub, which does not require dedicated logins, dedicated network access, or special permissions to enable pairing and other connections between devices. Powered and directed through a single cable managed to the hub itself, this makes it very easy to install, very easy to deploy, and very easy to manage. It comes with a 10-meter USB-C strong cable, and if that is not enough for you, or that is not feasible or easy to deploy, we are also going to provide an optional cut extension kit for this touch panel. The next-gen button, I already talked a little bit about it, does enable high-quality 4K sharing and conferencing, a really big improvement in sharing quality and visual quality compared to our current generation of products. It is super, super guest-friendly, one-click sharing, plug it into any device with the USB-C DisplayPort capabilities. There is no more need to have the ClickShare app to share into the room. Obviously, if you want more advanced capabilities, if you want full control over what you share, what you do, you can still use the ClickShare app, which you can install on your PC or run from the button to elevate your experience into the room. And then next to the DPI mode and the 4K quality, it also features a number of enhancements in terms of the connectivity with, for example, Wi-Fi 6E support. The ClickShare Hub, the base unit, the compute part of this unit is, as said before, built on the Microsoft Device Ecosystem Platform, or MDEP for short. MDEP does provide already quite a number of security enhancements to the Android platform, but it is very important to also highlight that Barco ClickShare has gone one step further and is applying different other security standards and capabilities to the product, and will also already comply with a number of regulations which are either out there or coming soon, especially the CRA, the Cyber Resilience Act, very important security regulation coming in Europe. Definitely something to look into if you are a European customer. The ClickShare Hub, the compute unit, does come into two variants. Both of them are modular systems enabling wireless presentation and conferencing built on MDEP, but the Hub core will enable the ClickShare and the room experience, the MTR experience, in a single display room system, and the Hub Pro will be targeted to more advanced systems, amongst others needing or utilizing two displays in the room. With this, I will conclude the introduction to the ClickShare products, and I will gladly give the word to Bo, who is going to talk about all the latest innovation on the Huddly side.
Thank you, Gautier. Let's see. I will try to present. Okay. Excellent. So as you already heard from Gautier, Huddly and Barco have been working together for a long time to bring the best combined solutions together. So let me tell you a little bit about what we do on the Huddly side. So we specialize in the best audio and video devices. We are a pure player provider of such devices. And we believe in this concept of AI native collaboration. And in the next few minutes, I will try to explain to you guys what is our understanding of what that means. And I know AI is sort of on everybody's mind at the moment, and we are all wondering what it's going to do to our jobs, what's going to do to white-collar jobs in general, knowledge workers, whatever name you want to give to the type of work that we are doing. It's definitely something that we are seriously considering and thinking about all the time. So Gautier had talked about what type of meetings and people usually have in an organization, and how we can improve those meetings. There are a lot of people in the industry that say that maybe we have reached peak meeting, but what it means to us is that the meetings that you'll continue to have to be as impactful and as productive as possible. And we focus a lot on making these meetings possible. So as a company, we're not just focusing on the devices that we have, but we're also focusing on the intelligence and the AI, the experiences that we wrap around our devices. So the way we think about ourselves is that we provide the physical intelligence layer. Like, we see all these cloud intelligences from OpenAI to Claude to Gemini, and they live in the cloud. But even those intelligences, those platforms, they require a physical intelligence layer, meaning the eyes and the ears that exist in the physical space that us humans occupy. So we are this connecting tissue. So most of the technology today flattens this perspective that that AI has and the platforms have. And as a consequence, there is a lot of disruption in the way meetings are conducted. So remote participants are losing room context. They don't understand who is looking at whom, what is the focal point of attention. They don't understand what are the group dynamics. Who is the most important person right now? Who is ever looking for feedback towards? Another problem that we are seeing is that we have what's called hypergaze. So a lot of tiles on screen will not be conducive to a productive experience because our brain cannot process too many streams. So at Huddly, we take our cues from news broadcasting, and we offer the remote participant a carefully curated sequence of shots that allows them to create a mental map of what's happening in the room and reason about what's important in that space. So people need peripheral awareness. It's almost, to us, being remote should be the similar experience to what you would have in your room when you're looking around the room and you're understanding what's important and what you should focus on. So this is what we aim to do at Huddly with our devices. Now, I don't know how much the audience knows about our history, but in 2014, when the company was founded, it was built around the first AI accelerator that was available for cameras. So the next generation of products that we had were IP cameras. So we went from USB cameras to network cameras. The next inflection point was to move from a single camera in the system to a multi-camera system. So I'm running a multi-camera system right now. Huddly Crew was the first multi-camera system certified for Teams, and could possibly be still the only one. And now we are introducing, for our fourth generation of products, combined audio and video products. So C1 is a modular AI video bar that respects the privacy of the meeting participants by doing all the processing at the edge. So our belief is that the data should be composed and processed as close to where it's captured as possible, in this case, in the room itself. And I will talk a little bit about the characteristics of this device, but we just were notified that we had won design award from a European agency whose name I'm forgetting at the moment. I think it's something like IF. And we are always our devices are very distinguishable. They're very recognizable. So we always focus on providing the highest quality design and components for the best experience possible. And as you can see, our devices are very easy to deploy. We pride ourselves in just allowing them to be installed in minutes or seconds. We even run some competitions at a lot of the events where we participate, where we have folks coming off of the show floor and doing it for a prize. So the device itself, the C1, can be deployed standalone. And I will talk about how it combines with the Barco devices in a little bit further down the road. The device itself has 120 degrees field of view, and it captures everything in the room. It has been certified for Microsoft Teams for small and medium spaces. So 120 degrees, it's about that much. And as I was saying earlier, we provide this uncompromising quality in every device that we bring to market. For the audio part, we provide an AI machine learning-based audio stack. So what it means is that we have the pickup for the speech in the room is very accurate and is processed using machine learning. There is a 16 microphone array in a device with 12 microphones on the top and 4 microphones at the bottom. And these microphones are being used for determining the direction of arrival. So we can confirm the information that we receive from the visual domain about where people are in the room. And then everything goes into our AI-based speech stack. So only the voice very clearly is being encoded and sent out on the other side. As I was saying, the company was founded on the idea that in every device, we should process the audio-video data at the edge. So with the C1, we are moving to a new silicon platform that provides about 20 times more AI processing power on the device itself. So that gives us a lot more capacity to handle more complex environments and also to process the audio the similar way that we process the video. In terms of connectivity, our devices traditionally, while IP, they had a USB adapter. With the C1, we're actually combining the USB adapter. So the device itself has 2 network ports. One of them is being used to extend, and I will talk a little bit about what we extend with. The other one is being used to connect to an administration system. In addition to that, we have a port for assistance with the audio. We have 2 USB ports. One of them is being used when you employ the C1 as a bring your own device type environment, when you just, as I'm using it right now, I'm connecting it to my laptop, and I'm using it as my audio video device for the laptop. And then the other USB port is when you use it together with an appliance, with an MTRA system like the Barco Hub and Hub Pro. The device itself comes in a box with a 15 feet, I guess that's about 5 meters long USB-C and DisplayPort cable. So in this case, the video from my laptop is also being displayed on the screen that I have in front of me. I was talking about the experiences that we wrap around our devices. I should mention that our devices are being always up to date. So we have this concept of software-defined devices, meaning that they get updates periodically, and we have different ways to deliver these updates to the devices, including things that we're working together with Barco to integrate our management interfaces. One of these experiences is group framing, meaning that if I had more people in the room with me, all of us will be shown in the same time. In this case, since it's just me, the device understands that and it's operating in speaker mode. So it's always focused on just me and it's trying to frame me correctly. Another mode that we have that's very innovative is called collaboration mode. So all too often you go into a meeting and you have a single person hogging the airwaves and talking themselves nonstop. If you set it up in that type of collaboration mode, then the cameras will also show the non-speaking participant, and we'll look for specific reactions from those participants and spotlight them. And the other thing that's interesting in terms of making it easy for people to deploy our devices is that we have what's called perspective correction, meaning that even if I place a device very high up, as you can see in these pictures side by side, usually you would have some distortion that's introduced by the lens, but with adaptive perspective correction, then you would see the right proportions. So I'm looking at the questions really quick. Where does AI make the biggest difference in small and mid-sized meeting rooms today? So in terms of what we're offering today, we believe that AI understands the group dynamics, understands what's important in the meeting, and focuses the attention of the remote participant towards what's important. So that's the basic stuff. Now, what's interesting is that we are working on sharing some of the understanding that we have with the platform vendors, meaning that we understand who's looking at who. We understand head pose estimation. We understand gaze estimation. So Also, we understand where people are in the room. So what we do is we actually say, okay, you can have a better attribution part of your transcription because we understand this is a unique person that said this at one particular point in time. So AI, the attribution, the experience of the participant is better because of that, because even for those people that are in the room, we know who is who and who said what. There's another question about how can Teams with lowercase t, I expect that's not Microsoft Teams, add AI to meeting rooms. What we're trying to do with Huddly is we build AI into every device, and you don't actually have to do anything. Just by deploying our devices, even when they're in a multi-camera setup, they are aware of each other on the network, and they exchange metadata. And what they do, that's actually kind of interesting. I'm not really talking about it in this presentation, but you can have a lot of information that's available on our website about how we do a 3D reconstruction of who is in the room, so we can reason on a 3D space. So unlike some of the other single camera solutions, because we have multi-camera solutions, we can have stereoscopic vision and allows us to reason more accurately towards better outcomes. What's a clear signal that AI-enabled collaboration tools are actually delivering value? I think we see more and more folks taking the transcript, especially when the transcript is accurate, as I was describing earlier, and incorporating it as part of their workflows. So we see more and more people looking. For example, I'm based in Seattle. The company is based in Oslo. I'm in Oslo at the moment, but most of the time, most of the meetings that I'm interested in happen at night when I'm sleeping. So in the morning, I can look at the transcripts, and they've become accurate enough where I can see what's important, what I should follow up on, if there were any action items that were assigned to me overnight. So that's the last question. I can go back to the slide really quick. We have very unique design. So we also wanted to give folks choices. So if you prefer to have an old 70s type speaker look, then we have a faceplate that has this fabric, the textile that covers the speakers. And also, if you prefer to have something that's a little bit more poppy, we have some anodized aluminum flaunts that are in different colors. This is aluminum, but we also have, I think, green, yellow, and red. And we are working with partners like Heckler to bring other fronts to the market, and soon from Heckler there will be custom-made fronts. So if you want to have them with your own company logo, you can order them. So I was saying that we actually, what we are known for is to have a multi-camera solution. So we bring to market the best individual components with uncompromising quality, and they can be composed to provide the experience that you want for the space that you have. So in this case, we have these crew add-on cameras that you can combine with the C1 in the center. And this is the setup that I have now. And at some point, if I'm going to be looking that way, you will switch to that camera. And you have multiple vantage points in the room. So you're not just limited to one camera's field of view. And this is how we recreate this 3D view of what's happening in space, because you have multiple sensors that are distributed in the room on the periphery. So for our 2026 portfolio, I talked about the C1. I talked about how the C1 can combine with additional cameras for additional vantage points and also to cover better larger spaces. And then we also have just the standalone cameras that you can use with a separate audio system, like a ceiling tile, for example. Our relationship with Barco goes a long way. We were one of the certified partners on the ClickShare, on the legacy, should I say, ClickShare platform. And we are very happy to deepen that relationship and be one of the launch partners for the Hub and the Hub Pro. So in practical terms, how do you combine the two devices? In this case, you see what we call a C1 crew, which is a center of room C1 and the additional crew cameras. And because the Hub in the Hub Pro, they accept USB inputs, you would just run a USB cable from the C1 into the Hub Pro. Now, our devices reside on a private local area network. So there is a Netgear switch, and you can use your own PoE switch, or you can use the Netgear switch that we are shipping with Crew. And then via Ethernet, all of these three devices will be connected to the same switch. So if you remember from a previous slide, there's an extend port on the C1. You have a Cat5 or Cat6 cable that goes to the PoE switch, and then the Crew add-on cameras also connect to the same switch. And then the C1 is connected directly to the Hub Pro, and the whole experience is controllable via the Barco console. So the same way it works whether you have the Hub Pro, or also you can connect this to a ClickShare and use it in a bring your own device or bring your own meeting type experience. So the simplicity of our deployment extends to other devices. We also have, somewhere above me there, a whiteboard camera. So that also can be connected to the Hub Pro. So we optimize for solutions that are super easy to deploy. I was talking about it earlier. And then while the initial C1 Crew setup is with 2 add-on cameras, nobody prevents you from adding even more cameras as the room is growing. So our vision is that you shouldn't have to take out the device that you have in the room if it's not suitable for the space and then have to swap it completely, but you just add additional devices to provide enough coverage for the space that you have. And also what this ensures is that you have a similar experience and a similar user experience across all of your spaces. So the same small number of components combine for rooms of all sizes. So you can standardize on a solution that comes jointly from Barco and Huddly. So that is our belief that with one investment in our partnership, you can have long-term flexibility. And because of the AI capacity that we have in our devices, you're future-proofed or future-proven for whatever AI will be available down the road. And as your devices will always be updated over the air. Back to you, Gautier.
Thank you very much, Bo. Allow me to elaborate on a couple of other points where I would say our partnerships make a lot of sense, where companies are striving to deliver one set of values, one set of features to the end users and our customers. And amongst or alongside those that Bo already mentioned, one of the important things for ClickShare and for Huddly alike is that when you deploy a meeting room, you do not require any training to your end users. There's no frictions, there's no complexity in the device, in the setup, in the use of that setup. And we did have the question a bit earlier on terms of, okay, what does that say? What is that, a simple meeting room? What does that mean? Where do others complicate? And it gets complicated in a number of cases, which for some people is a bit more of a side case or an edge case, but also in the very common cases or use cases, such as just content sharing, making it easy for anyone to present at any location. Such an underestimated capability in a meeting room. The ability to quickly change who is presenting, to quickly pass on the role or the ability to present in the meeting room. When you are working with cables, you have to go and sit in a specific place. The cable does not reach certain spaces, for example, in the front of the room, or you have to go up and hand over the cable with the additional frictions and time loss when using a cable. This is a number of cases, a number of capabilities that ClickShare brings, which just enables you to take the ClickShare dongle, go and set anywhere, go and stand anywhere where you like, plug into your PC, click to share, and click to unshare. It really can be that easy. Another one is the ability to provide a consistent experience across Teams room systems and BYOD rooms. Sharing in any of these rooms will be exactly the same. As I said, you plug in the button, you click the button. However, if you set up an MTR and for once you have that GoToMeeting or Zoom meeting or any type of other session, right here we're using StreamYard, for example. This is not something that you will be able to run on your MTR. Then ClickShare will enable you to simply plug in the button and make use of all the equipment in the room to enhance your remote, your hybrid meeting with all the equipment that is in the room for both the people in the room who can now use the speaker set, the display, anything that is in the room, and the remote participant that will clearly hear what is said in the room because they can use that enhanced audio capabilities that are installed in these rooms. And last but not least, there is installation complexity and especially compatibility. Partnerships such as the one here between Huddly and Barco is really meaningful because we do work together to make sure that the meeting rooms, once installed, once deployed, they are continuously tested, continuously validated, and you can be assured that for the lifetime of your meeting room, for the lifetime of your devices, this setup will continue to work without any issues being introduced by a firmware update, by anything other, and so on. Especially for Teams room systems, is that Barco, together with its partners, Huddly being one of it, is also undergoing certifications, Teams room certification. So these setups, these installations are also supported by Microsoft Teams. Now, being able to do BYOD enables you obviously to also work with Microsoft Teams, but any other platform that you can run from your PC with the Huddly cameras, the Huddly systems. It enables you to have smarter video, AI-driven experiences, richer experiences for the people who are remote. And these systems also enable you to make sure that everybody is heard, everybody is seen, and everybody is engaged in that meeting. As Bo said, there's nothing better than being able to listen to or dial into or check a recorded meeting and clearly understanding the dynamics, clearly knowing who spoke at which point in time, and clearly hear who has spoken at that moment. And very important, we are providing you devices today. They are built for the use cases, for the needs that you have today, but all of these systems continue to evolve and they have been built from the ground up to be ready for tomorrow. We enable platform switching, BYD use. We are enhancing the AI capabilities Bo was talking about, all the extensibility, the 3D modeling, the mapping that is available there. We are providing Microsoft certified bundles, and we are also working together in our partnership to make sure that our devices continue to work. So this is not just for the ClickShare hubs. All of our CX devices are also part of a broader alliance program, and we are aligning our roadmaps. XMS managing all of the devices is one of the things where we're looking to work together. Now, this webinar, we also want to introduce you to something new or announce at least something that will be coming very soon. We talked a lot about the partnership that we've had in the past with the CX devices, which we continue to have, obviously, about our goals to partner up for the ClickShare Hub. And I'm also very proud to say that we are working together today to achieve also the MTR certification for the bundle that includes C1. Is this where we stop? Absolutely not, but we will be talking about this hopefully in a webinar very soon from now. More to come. And with this, I will wrap it up for today, wrap it up for this session. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you very much, Bo, for joining us on this webinar. If you have additional questions, feel free to post them in the chat or the Q&A, and we will be tackling them in the next couple of minutes until no more are coming.
Thank you so much, Gotti and Bo, for that. This is such an exciting and outstanding session. To everyone watching on the live stream, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be wrapping up the stream shortly. Secure your spot at the Microsoft 365 Community Conference taking place April 21st to 23rd in Orlando. Don't miss your chance to save $150. Just use discount code S150 by March 31st. Register now by scanning the QR code showing on your screen or head to nextgen365events.com. Apply for the Microsoft 365 Community Grant Program by scanning the QR code on your screen or by visiting change3e.com/grants. This is built for small businesses and nonprofits to accelerate your AI journey with hands-on learning, expert guidance, and financial support to attend M365 Con 26. Now, if you'd like to participate in the Q&A, in a live Q&A with Gotti and Bo, please be sure that you join us using the link in your calendar invite. Bye.